Good afternoon, my fellow people, and good afternoon to those who are watching this video from different part of the world. A warm welcome to you. Today, I'm still following up on my series that I started a couple of weeks ago, based on the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, written by John C. Maxwell. The last law that we look at was the law of consistency. So today we will focus on the environment. What exactly happened with our environment? One of the things that I'm pretty much sure is you and me are the result of our environment, meaning the people that we surround ourselves with, the books that we read, the places that we go determine how far we can go in terms of our growth. So today we will spend a little bit of time looking at how the environment can actually impact somebody's growth. So let's look at the first page of this chapter on the law of environment. John Maxwell makes a huge statement. He says, the first step towards success is taken when you refuse to be a captive of the environment you first find yourself in. In actual fact, it's not a John Maxwell quote, it's a Mark Cain quote. So your environment plays a key role. The person that you are today is the result of the people that you surround yourself with, your friends, your family member, your co-worker. All these people play a key role into helping you to grow and into impacting your life. Now, and for those who are not sure about that, I can tell you there's been survey that have been conducted by Harvard University and many scientists that demonstrate that we are shaped by our environment. Now, in the chapter, he make a very interesting statement. He says, you've probably seen the phrase "grow equal to change." It's possible to change without growing, but it's impossible to grow without changing. And I believe that. You cannot grow without changing. When you grow, you have to change something. Especially, let's look at goals. When you set goals, for you to achieve those goals, you have to change. You have to become a different person. By the way, a goal is not for you to get something. A goal is there to transform you as a person, to become that person that will be setting and achieving those type of goals. Usually when people set goals, they get it wrong. They believe that when I set a goal, it's just when I reach the goal, then I'm done. The reality is the process of you achieving the goal will transform you. You'll become a different person. Now, he says something. He says, when we talk about your environment, there are things that you can't change. He talks about a problem and a fact of life. A problem is something for which you can find a solution. It's something that you can resolve. But a fact of life, it's something that you can't change. Let's say your siblings. Your face, you can't change your face. It's who you are. So those things cannot be changed, the fact of life. But a problem can change, can be resolved. You can find a solution to a problem. Now, he says a problem is something you can do something about it. It's something you can grow through it. It begins with a first step, which is the change of your attitude. What is your attitude toward the problem? Now he says, when you change your attitude regarding a problem, you open up many opportunities for growth. Now, whether you are a success or failure in life has little to do with your circumstances. It has much more to do with your choices. What choices do you need to make so you are in conducive surroundings where you will thrive and grow? So basically, he gives us this difference between the fact of life and the problem, because when you face a problem as you are not growing, it means that you need to check your environment. You need to check the people that surround you. And you need to make a decision that if these people are not supportive for my growth, I now need to change my environment. And then he says that you have to assess your current environment. Check if exactly the right people are closer to you. Because for you to achieve the goal that you want to achieve, you have to make sure that you don't surround yourself with people who have too much negativity, people who don't believe in you. You need to have people who cheer you up. You need to have people who have the same goal as you. Now, he makes a huge difference here. He says, if you change yourself but not your environment, growth will be slow and difficult. But if you change your environment but not yourself, growth will be slow and less difficult. But if you change your environment and yourself, growth will be faster and more successful. In my life, I had to make those hard decisions to get rid and stop meeting some friends that I used to have in the past because they were not helping me to grow as a person and to achieve the goal that I wanted. Now, he talks about something interesting about a growth environment. A growth environment is characterized by the following things. Others are ahead of me, meaning if you are in a growth environment, there will always be someone that will be ahead of you. You are continually challenged. So there is always something new that you have to do. And your focus is forward. The atmosphere is affirming. And you are often out of your comfort zone. Many people want to be comfortable. So a growth zone, one of the signs is you are always out of your comfort zone. You wake up very excited. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your friend, because failure and success are very good friends. And you need to get to terms with that understanding, because you need to understand that anytime you try something, there is a possibility of you failing. The question is, what are you learning from the failure? What are you going to do as a next step based on what you have learned? The other characteristic is others are growing in that environment and people desire change. Growth is modeled and expected. Now, you have to understand that all these things characterize a growth environment. So you need to deliberately choose to be in a growth environment. Otherwise, your life will always be the same. The result that you have today will remain the same. Nothing will change from today. Now, he talks about the steps that you need to take to improve your environment. Now, he says the first step is change who you spend your time with. Choose your friend carefully. Choose the people that you spend time with, because unfortunately, according to a study that was conducted by Harvard, it says that the people with whom you habitually associate are called your reference group. And these people determine as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. Please understand that. The people that you surround yourself are called your reference group. And those people determine as much as 95% of your success or failure. So choose your friends, people that you surround yourself very carefully. You can't change the fact of life, your family member, your siblings, you can't change them, but you can also decide to reduce the amount of time that you spend with them as a precautionary measure, especially when they are very negative people. And then he make also a statement that referred to the Bible. He says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffer harm. And he also quoted Tremendous Jones, who was one of the great speakers, who says that you are the same today that you are going to be in 5 years from now, except for two things: the people with whom you associate and the books that you read. And then he also quoted Jim Rohn, who say, we become the combined average of the 5 people we hang around the most. So please understand that you have to choose carefully the people that you spend time with. The next step is focus on the moment. The change we want to make in our lives come only in the present. What we do now control who we become and where we are in the future. Today is when everything that is going to happen from now on begin. If you need to make a change in yourself and your environment, don't worry about your past. That is very critical because most people have a tendency to postpone the change. When you need to make a change, it's a decision that you have to implement immediately. Otherwise, there is a likelihood that you will never do it. So, in a nutshell, what I want to say is the few steps that he gives for you to improve your environment. You firstly need to assess your current environment, whether the people that you're surrounding yourself with are really helping you to grow. And the second one is you need to change yourself and your environment. Because if you realize that the people that you spend time with are not helping you to become that person and to grow, you need to change yourself and your environment. And then the third thing, you need to change who you spend your time with. Carefully choose your friend because unfortunately, you are the combined average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And where you're going to be in the next 5 years will be determined by the books and the people that you surround yourself with. And the next step is challenge yourself in new environment. Always put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, then you can learn from it. And then focus on the moment is the last one, because if you don't focus on the moment, you will never be able to make the change in terms of your environment and the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And the last part of his chapter, he talks about things that you need to apply. He says, when you assess your current environment, when it comes to growth, you need to be able to answer true or false to each of the following 10 statements. Let me read it for you. Others are ahead of you. Is it true or false? You are continually challenged. Your focus is forward. The atmosphere is affirming. You are often out of your comfort zone. You wake up excited. The failure is not an enemy. Others are growing. People desire change, and grow is modeled and expected. So if you answer true or false to all these 10 statements, it will determine whether you need to make a change to your environment and the people that you surround yourself. The second one, assess your personal growth need in 3 main areas. The right soil to grow in, what actually nourish you. And the second one is the right air to breathe in, what keep you alive, your purpose. And the right climate to live in is the last one, what sustain you, the people. And then he says, significant growth will not occur in your life if you are not continually challenged in your environment. Set specific goals for yourself that are beyond your current capability. I will always stress that fact. Goals are not there for you to be easily achieve them. Any goals that you set yourself need to be out of your reach. That's where you grow. Because when something is out of your reach, it requires you to think differently, to tap into your imagination, to be able to create things. The people who have achieved success, who have achieved great things, have always set goals that any human being will look and say, you are crazy. But the goal always works when you choose it. When you choose a goal, it will always work for you. Because if you set a goal, imagine today we have We can purchase books. We can purchase any type of goods through Amazon. But it's because someone like Jeff Bezos had such a huge goal, which was to create this online platform that will allow people across the world to purchase goods. You need to set yourself aggressive goal. That's the only way you'll be able to grow as a person. Never set goals that are easily reachable. Let's say I want to purchase a car. That goal, it's easily, you know exactly the step that you need to follow for you to buy a car. So you need to set something that you don't know how you're going to do it. The how is none of your business. For those who are Christian, for those who believe in Allah, this is where the higher power of the universe step in. They will orchestrate things for the goal to be achieved. So that shouldn't be your problem. Your problem should be to set an aggressive goal enough so you can change, so you can live the life of your dream. And I hope that today's teaching has been really helpful to you, and the nugget that I've shared in terms of changing your environment for you to be able to be in a growth zone, I hope it's been very helpful. So thank you again. And for those who would like to know more in terms of my coaching practice, as I've always said in the previous video, my name is Didier Mbayo, and I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and speaker. But I own a coaching practice called Lead Influence. And for those who want to know more and want help in terms of being coached and being able to tap into their potential and live the life of the dream, you can send me an email to didiermbayo@leadinfluencepty.com. I repeat, didiermbayo@leadinfluencepty.com. Or you can call me on my cell, which is 071-473-5508. I thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.